Hey viewers, welcome to another game of Casual Pro Gamer. Today we are doing a Ryze game, and Ryze is on the enemy team, I just noticed. Or the other team, because he's not on the enemy team, he's on our team. And yeah, we're going to follow him around, and yeah, let me start off by just placing this where I think everyone's going to go. Oh, Nunu, where are you gonna go? I guess Nuno's going jungle then. No, Nuno is actually the support. Okay. Tarek should be the support here. Who is the jungler? It is indeed Shen. And okay, Nidalee is going to go top lane. So today we are doing a Ryze game, as I said. Ryze is of course going mid lane. And this should be about correct. So Nidalee versus Teemo in that top lane, and that is interesting. It is going to be Ryze versus Ahri, and that's of course, yeah, kind of a standard setup because yeah, Ahri is of course a real mid laner, as is Ryze, so they play against each other all the time. We have 4 guys protecting this red, because obviously they are going to go for red. But yeah, that means that this blue is all up for stealing. Obviously this team with his 4 defenders on blue is not going to steal that at all. By the way, red is easier to defend than blue. Or, well, at least group up for. On the other hand, it's also pretty easy to steal red if you just come in with your whole team through this part, because you can only see it for a very small amount of time before you actually get hit by one of the skill shots, like the binding from Morgana or something like that, because they have quite a similar range to this distance, so it's kind of hard to defend against that. Obviously it's easy to defend against that with a ward, and that is why we have those early game wards, those explorers wards. And yeah, by using those, and that's not the one, but by using those you can actually get some pretty nice scouting for that that buff going. Well, just as well as, and this is the Explorer's Ward. So just like you would be able to get, well, over here, if you placed it over here, you would be able to defend your blue while being at red. And that of course would be awesome. So as you can see, the jungler coming in, doing a little bit of damage to the support, but is she going to make anything out of this? It seems no. But it depends on what... Oh my god, why didn't he just run out? He could have just ran out. Nobody was following him anymore. Well, whatever. We're going to follow mid lane. And we're going to see how Ryze does against Ahri. So Ryze has a pretty awesome skin, making him look completely different. And of course it's pretty hard to see because he's not standing still. And yeah, it's pretty hard to see how something looks if you don't stand still. Because there's a lot of details on these skins. And yeah, if you just look at them right here, then it's just a blue, red blob with a purple blob attached to it, and a little bit of black in the bottom, black and white. But yeah, that's because there's so much detail in it that it really doesn't show up anymore once you start running around. And of course, as the mid laner, well, as any champion really, you should run around all the time, because it makes it harder to pinpoint your location and to hit you with skill shots and to do all kinds of things that would be bad for you. Of course, it also makes it easier for you to kind of fake your position, as in where you are, or what you're going for. And wow, the taunt goes off, and yes, nicely done. I thought he kind of messed it up because he ran in a little bit too obviously. Yeah, he was a little bit too obvious, let's call it that. So it was kind of obvious that someone was there, but yeah, then Ahri ran into this position, and of course the Shen can actually jump through the wall then. to land his taunt, and he did that beautifully, to be honest. That worked out very well. That was, yeah, of course, because of the rune prism. And the rune prism kind of locking her down and making sure that the Shen could come in to taunt her. And yeah, all in all, great gank. Great result, of course. And we are 1-0 up. So Ahri is back. She lost quite a few minions there. But yeah, we'll have to see how much that matters. Because she is, of course, very easy to farm with. Anyway, you can see that now there are only 2 minions between them. And did Nidalee really disconnect for this long? Yeah, I think so. Yeah, she's still disconnected. Anyway, it doesn't matter for this mid lane. So it does matter for the late game. Obviously, she's already like 30 minions behind. So that is going to be pretty much impossible to deal with. And oh, we have... Oh, another great gank coming in. But they're not going to get the kill here. And in fact, they're going to lose one guy. So great retaliation there by Ahri. Ahri, of course, has a lot of damage. So you need to watch out for that. But in this case, the ignite was just a little bit too much to take. Even though that Shen does have a shield. But I guess he popped it at the moment he went in instead of before. Of course, if you're going into a gank like this, you might as well pop the shield so that you only have 1 second remaining on it. Because you're going to take a whole lot of damage in that first second. And then your cooldown will be up a little bit quicker. And you might actually be able to use it twice in the fight. Of course, if you can't use it twice, but you can. I mean, it's a 9-second cooldown. So on a how many seconds shield? 3-second shield. So you would have a 7-second... Well, yeah, 7 seconds left once you start the fight. And the fight would last longer than 7 seconds. So you should be able to use that twice. And as you can see, Nidalee still disconnected. It seems that this guy is also AFKing at the base. And that explains why we have such an easy win. Oh man. Why do I even bother if you guys don't even check your own replays? Anyway, we're going to fast forward a bit. If Nidalee doesn't come back really soon, well no, screw that. It's already way too late. Yeah, guys, just check your replays already, because this is ridiculous. Obviously, did she steal it? No. That's, I thought she didn't steal it. Anyway, we're going to just fast forward through this, and I'm going to pick up another Ryze thing, because yeah, this is kind of ridiculous. And now she gets killed because, well, she is level 1 and... Oh no, she's actually level 5. Okay. And Teemo is level 8. But she lost so much experience by just not being there that it's not even going to matter. Anyhow, Ahri doesn't seem to be able to pick up this kill, and that may be due to the shield from Shen, because he did come in, and I'm assuming he targeted that that Vayne. And Ahri now has to... Oh, that's not Ahri. Shyvana has to come back. Oh, but they're not going to focus her. Oh, Ryze. Ryze ran out before the kill was made. And yeah, he does get the kill now. Very nicely done by Taric, by the way. So let's see how this... Yeah, this lane is completely lost for Nidalee. But let's see if she can actually pull back the minions a little bit. Because she's about 60 minions behind. There's no way she can compete with this Teemo. Even if this Teemo is completely retardedly bad, she's not going to be able to go up against her, because well, he's 4 kills ahead. Well, 5 with the no, she picked up a kill as well. which is quite surprising, to be honest. But yeah, she's 60 minions behind. 60 minions with about 15 minions a kill is 4 kills. So he's 4 kills ahead, and yeah, if it would say 1 and 1 versus 5 and 1, I think nobody would, or well, 1 and 5 versus 5 and 1, nobody would even doubt that this Teemo is very far ahead. And unfortunately, yeah, there's not a whole lot I can do about this, but guys, check your replays, please. So I'm going to do another Ryze after this one, because I have plenty of Ryze videos. I was just wondering whether he would go for one of those new items. He is indeed going for a whole bunch of mana, which is excellent, because Ryze of course scales off of that mana. And yeah, the Teemo Gingerbread Cookie Ward. Well, that's a long name. Yeah, this guy apparently buying some ward skins. I really thought in the beginning that they just made all wards look like that, but the Explorer ward doesn't look like that. So, and I have seen other wards that just look like the normal wards. So I'm not actually sure whether they did that or not. Because the snowmen actually look like skins, so I'm assuming this is also a skin. No! Oh, he did flash over. You can't go through that, man. Yeah, and then they flash over. They're going to get the blue buff. And there is no way that Ryze can contest that. So, yeah, they get the blue buff. Unfortunately, it does go to Shyvana instead of the much more important Ahri. But yeah, getting a kill, getting a... Yeah, here you have it. Normal ward. And that is not an Explorer ward. At least I don't think so. No, because only Nunu had that and he already used that. I was thinking maybe it was from the other team, but it's not. It is not. And oh, Teemo! Are you going to lose this fight, dude? No, he's going to win the fight! Wow, lucky bastard. Yeah, this Nidalee not really using all of her skills to the best effect. Of course, she should have flipped to human form, tossed the javelin in here and healed herself. Because you know that Teemo has mushrooms out. That's just something you know if you play up against Teemo. And especially if you play against AP Teemo, he's going to place them in the lane because he wants you to run into them. But Nidalee too focused, yeah, too much tunnel vision basically on killing that Teemo, and doesn't get it to work. It's a shame. It's really a shame. Nicely done. Picks up all of the minions. And yeah, Ahri just pushing and pushing and pushing, because she wants to get this turret down as much as possible, so that they can actually have a little more control over that middle lane area, as well as the dragon. Well, just the dragon, because that is the way it works. If you take out that mid lane turret, your opponents kind of lose vision over a piece of the map unless there's somebody there. But they can't really see what's going on. And yeah, Teemo just still making use of the fact that Nidalee is just so much lower than he is. Because Nidalee is currently... I can't see that. I want to, but I can't. Let's see. I want to see what the difference is in level. Because there are still 50 minions between them. Nice. Very nicely done. At least Ryze is doing well. Yeah, level 9 versus level... Come on. 3, 2, 1, go. 11. So she's 2 levels behind, but yeah, the 50 minions are kind of what screws her over. And even though Teemo is so far ahead, she is farming more, because she was 60 minions behind. Now 50. So, oh no, yeah, it's about 55. Yeah, I wanted to say it was actually 60. I just completely goofed there. Shouldn't do math by, well, without using a calculator, I guess. And Nidalee, yeah, she is, she should still be strong enough to hold these lanes, but yeah, she's farming the same rate then as Teemo, which is still pretty awesome for her. And of course, yeah, let's steal away all the farm from my top laner that disconnected for like 5 minutes. Guys. How many times that happens is amazing. Oh, wrong key. Yeah, we're going to see how this works because Teemo is chasing the Nidalee. Nidalee should be able to jump back once he comes in. And yeah, she is. Oh, she's not going to make it. She didn't get out, and well, at the appropriate time. Yeah, Teemo really using the fact that he's ahead to get kills. Really, yeah, it's kind of lame. But yeah, I guess you're playing the game to win normally. So yeah, you have to make use of that advantage. And yeah, that makes for a really easy game on his part, because well, if your opponent disconnects, yeah, for this long, then you should never lose your lane. And of course, Teemo is not going to lose his lane. He is currently, well, 70 minions up, 70, yeah, 70, yeah, 69, I guess. And yeah, 3 kills ahead in the normal kill count, and then, well, just a whole bunch of minions for the rest, so that's about 5 kills extra on top of the 3 kills that he's already ahead. And someone needs to go to that top lane, kill Teemo a couple of times so that Nidalee can actually farm. And nope, nothing is going to happen here. Ryze is going for the blue buff all on his own, which is risky because the enemies know that the blue buff is up, but nobody comes to steal it a second time. Okay. Sure. Of course, against a good jungler, especially a Shyvana, who's a great counter jungler. Against a good jungler, you should always suspect that they are coming for you, so they keep track of those, yeah, of those respawns. And there is a ward over here, but it would not have seen the Shyvana coming in from, well, from her jungle. This ward would have. But yeah, well, you have to guess whether she's coming for the bottom lane or coming for the blue buff. And yeah, we're going for the blue steal here with Teemo, but he is a little bit outclassed here. Gets a nice flash off, but yeah, is not going to make it. Was a nice attempt. Of course, Nidalee could have just jumped through that wall with her her pounce. And we do get 2 blue buffs on the mid laners, which is excellent. That's the way it's supposed to be. Nice attempt by Teemo though. I mean, yeah, he had to try something. Or he could have tried something, and he did. It's just that, yeah, the enemy team apparently grouped up a little bit too much. And wow, already placing another ward there. Really wants to get that bush warded. And even though they haven't warded, they're not running away in time. Oh my god, this is so not good. Losing 1 kill here. This might actually be a second, but no, not so much. It is just the Shen going down. And they might actually pick up this kill. No, Nidalee picks up the kill on Taric, who did not run away. But it is Ryze who picks up that last kill. And by this time, yeah, I have to say that Nidalee actually came back pretty nicely from her enormous deficit. Blue team gets the dragon. So we get 5,300 versus 7,000. But yeah, it's not too bad actually. This Shyvana is about 600 gold ahead of the Shen. So that kind of makes up for that. Plus, well, there's, I guess, a 10% difference between them. And yeah, 10%. is a big deal, but it's not like game ending. It's just that that top lane was a little bit would have been a little bit harder for Teemo if he actually had his opponent there. Oh yeah, she came back in. Nicely done. I don't know why she spent that last stack jumping further in, because she wasn't going to get the damage done with it, so she wasn't going to get a kill. So why would you jump back in? I mean, walking back in is fine, but jumping is so risky. Because people are going to react to that. People are not going to react to you walking closer. But if you jump in, they're going to think, well, if I flash now, I might actually be in range. And that's exactly what he did. So Teemo getting a lot of damage done on that turret. And actually is mixing up his build quite a lot. I was wondering why he did so much damage. But actually mixing up the Rabadon's Death Cap, which is kind of a crazy item to start with to begin with all kinds of AD items. Or semi-AD items, I don't know what to call them. By the way, I think this is still the old patch. So I think this is still a Season 2. Oh no, it's Season 3, Ruby Sidestone. Right there. Let's see what happened there. It is just a 2 versus 2. In the jungle, and oh, come on! Oh, that's a shame. Shen almost came in, but he didn't manage to get that last little bit of time charged. But yeah, 2-for-1 trades for the blue team, who are actually pulling back from this, from their deficit in the beginning, because they lost quite a bit of gold from Nidalee not being there. Because they lost about, yeah, 60 minions, as I said. And that's 1200 gold. So that's a pretty big deal. And yeah, you can see that with 1200 gold more, they would have been at about 3300. It would be 1.5k between them. And probably not even that, because the dragons would have been harder to get. Also, the Teemo would have had a much harder time and would not have gotten this many kills. Because, yeah, well, you saw what happened. Anyway, I want to put it into perspective. I mean, Teemo has been playing a decent game kill-wise, but I really wonder what he would have done if that didn't happen. If that first, I don't know, 5-7 minutes wouldn't have been without the Nidalee. Of course, that is laning time, so you have to subtract some minutes from the actual game timer, because the minions aren't in lane for the first part. And I think Nidalee was in lane at the beginning. Well, I know Nidalee was in lane at the beginning because I watched her place down a trap in that top tri-bush. So I know she was there, I just don't know when she disconnected. But she disconnected for quite a long time. With her having 0 minions, and I guess she had to restart League of Legends or something like that. Happens all the time, unfortunately. Because they can't fix the bugs. So Nidalee now gets the chance to actually farm here. Unfortunately, Ryze went down in that fight. And what are we going to do? Teemo actually grabs it. I think no, he didn't. What? It is actually this guy who grabs it because of the ward. She had vision over what was happening and she could smite it pretty easily. Can't believe I didn't realize there was a smite up. Very nicely done. It's way better that she gets it than that Teemo gets it. Even though she can't really do a whole lot with it. But yeah, giving it to Teemo would have been such a waste. But yeah. That's excellent. By the way, this build will never work for you. It worked in this case because of the Nidalee disconnect, but You have with that death cap, you have 120 ability power, sure, but the main thing about death cap is it increases the ability power you have from all items. And if you only have one item with ability power, then all it's going to do is add 30 ability power, and that is way too little for the amount of gold you spend on that item. So all in all, this item, yeah, it gives you a little more ability power than other items, but it doesn't give you any other stats, it's just ability power. And now of course he has a little ability power from that, yeah I know, 30 extra, whoa! Plus 25%, that will be a magnificent amount of course. 7.5 or something like that. In fact, that is it. So yeah, really not worth your death cap. And yeah, you're way better off going something tankier, or something with at least other stats that you might find useful. So Rod of Ages comes to mind if you want to go for an AP item, or even, and I like that way more, Void Staff. Because if you're not going for the Sorcerer's Shoes, then why the hell are you going for AP? I mean, you're not going to do damage. So Void Staff kind of takes over the role of those, shoes, the Sorcerer's Shoes, and you actually get the magic penetration, which is very important for the late game against a decent team, that is, because everyone will be building the some magic resist, especially if you're doing well, and especially if people get annoyed by the mushrooms. Plus, your mushrooms do more damage that way. To everyone, so not just to, and I don't know why he didn't just tag her up instantly, but yeah, well, we did get her, so that's good. So Ryze took out a trap, that's why his bubble burst, and we're going to get an easy dragon once again. Yeah, they did get it. Not a smite though. And yeah, nice attempt by Shyvana. I don't know if Shyvana actually had her smite up. It seems she used her smite too early, because she did use it. But she can't read the numbers apparently, or she just guessed that it would be close enough, and that would explain why there was no smite. Well, on the enemy team, this guy didn't have his smite up, I think. No, he didn't have it up. Huh. Or he used it straight in the beginning of that dragon, but you never do that. That smite is to prevent those kind of steals, and she almost got a steal. And that would have been very, very stupid, because they are so far ahead in power when it's 4 versus 1. I mean, obviously they were going to kill that Shyvana, but if she got the dragon kill, that would have been so worth it for her. That's 2,000 gold right there for one kill. And 2,000 gold because dragon is 1,000 gold, so you get 1,000 gold, but you also make sure that your enemy doesn't get that 1,000 gold. So that's 2,000 gold difference from the game state where it is now, or where it would be without the steal, I should say. And of course you lose a little bit of gold, about 500 for that kill. So because you sacrifice your champion. But it's still well worth it. You still gain 1,500 gold by doing that. And that's why, yeah, if you can get a Dragon Steel, even though it's a suicide, and the same goes for Baron, but in much bigger ways. If you can get a Dragon Steel or a Baron Steel, you should always do it, even if it means suiciding in with one guy. Or even 2 guys, to be honest. 2 guys would make it about equal, but you have to get the Steel, of course. Because in this case, yeah, it's not worth it, because, yeah, how can it be worth it, right? If you're not getting the Steel, then, yeah, what are you doing? I don't know why that Ahri didn't just run in and kill him. I mean, it's not like Teemo is godly at this moment. Just has a little bit of attack speed. He has He has Trinity Force, but no extra attack damage, so yeah, it doesn't really make sense what he's building. But look at that, he doesn't even do that much damage. I mean, that Nunu flashed out because there were 3 other guys coming in. I mean, I'm all for trying out new builds, but you have to make it reasonable. I mean, you have to combine your items in such a way that it actually makes sense. And look at this! Oh, Timo gets out, but this whole blue team is going to get nuked down. Oh, Timo is still alive. He's still trying to get in. Almost dead, but it doesn't matter. A quadra kill there for Vayne. And Timo might actually die to the minions here. No, no, no. He's going to stay alive. So a nice ace. An ace for 2. But yeah, 3 guys really low. Especially that Timo incredibly low. And yeah, he's going to do... he's going to have to recall at some point. At least before these guys are going to defend. Because if they're going to defend, they're going to one-shot him. I don't know why they're not defending. There should be still... Yeah, there should be guys up, right? Yeah. Okay, this guy is not able to defend at all against the Vayne. Okay, Vayne is 8-1. Ryze is 6-1, so they should be able to win this fight pretty easily, even at half health. And oh, almost get the kill on Nidalee, and it is actually the kill on Nidalee. That was red buff, I think, finishing off that kill. And Ryze in a little bit of trouble here. Is he going to survive? No, he's not going to survive, but Vayne is going to pick up this kill. Or Timo, if she runs through here. No, she's not going to run through there. This, yeah, the taunt goes off, an excellent way to kill someone there. So, yeah, they do get another 3-for-1 trade. Unfortunately, Ryze died. Yeah, well, that happens. Sometimes you have to sacrifice a champion to get something done. I don't know why they're doing this. They're not going to get the turret with just the Timo taking the damage. So they're going to have to, yeah, take a whole bunch of damage for no reason. I mean, they could have just assisted their minions a little bit and then gotten the turret kill in like 10 seconds later. But at least not take damage. Let's see what the range on that is, because I really don't know. Okay, that's not too big. It's still very, very useful for scouting around in the jungle and such, and even scouting around whether someone is going to gank you in that middle lane, because I think that's what it's going to be very useful for. If you have it, you can scout around the jungle without actually going in there. You can also see the enemy, where the enemy jungler is, because you can see whether he's in that bush, or if he's further away, or if he's in that part of the jungle. Because if you're mid lane and you use that item, then yeah, it's going to fly 2 directions. One is straight to your enemy, and the other one goes to the jungler, assuming that everyone else is in lane. So the dragon goes down, and Ahri actually does have Void Staff and Abyssal Scepter now. She's going to do a ton of damage with her abilities. Already has true damage on one of her abilities, so I guess it doesn't really help for that. Although the extra AP of course helps, and the magic resist always helps. But oh, that's a shame. She almost hit that, but not entirely. So yeah, we are grouped up, 5 versus 4. Timo is in the top lane doing his thing. I guess getting the red buff. I still think this is a really strange combination of things. Why is he building a second Trinity Force? That seems strange. Or is there another item now that can be built from these? Yeah, I don't know the recipe of all the items. I know all of the items by now, but not the recipe for them. So we're going to have to see. See, I like how they made Vampiric Scepter now use a little more gold, because now it's 800 gold instead of 400, but you have to buy the longsword first. So it's basically 400 plus a longsword. And I like that. I like the fact that yeah, you have to invest a little bit more to get that lifesteal, because lifesteal is such an overpowered skill. And wow, go down, yes, nice. Oh man, take out the turret already. There you go. So top lane, still okay. Yeah, you can see now that Teemo is still about 70 minions ahead. So really that advantage that he had early game is the only advantage he got. Otherwise, yeah, he would have had a really hard lane, because this Nidalee is not really bad. She died a couple of times because, well, she was just so far behind, but she still farmed the same amount as this Teemo. And Nidalee recalled, I guess. Oh, almost getting the kill, but the ultimate saving her. And there is the Shen ultimate. Wow, she does it again. Really, are you kidding me with this? Are you kidding me with this awful behavior? I don't really understand why you would do that. And I mean, if you do it once, yeah, okay. But if you do it twice in one game, then you really don't learn from your mistakes. Jumping in at 300 health is not a good thing against an entire enemy team that is completely fed and just, yeah, I don't know. Yeah, they're just going to wipe out everything. They can't really take out these turrets yet without their full team there. So I guess that's why they were going for this team. Teemo is attacking the wrong thing, by the way. But I guess they want to take out 2 inhibitors first, or all 3 rather. It doesn't really matter, but they're going to win right here, right now. And yeah, that means we have a 13-1 Vayne. And oh man, getting some extra kills in there. 13-2 Vayne. 7-2 Ryze, very nicely done, and only a 6-3 Teemo. I would have expected him to do more, but he has a ton of minions, so I guess that's really good. But anyway, watch your replays before you send them to me, please. I mean, I did this one because this guy sent in like 6 replays already. All of them were pretty crappy, and this is the first one that's acceptable, I guess. But every time he sends in a replay, or every time he does well, it seems that there's either someone disconnecting or the enemy team is just completely derping. So it's kind of annoying to watch those videos. I mean, it's kind of like we saw here with the Nidalee. I can't get over the fact that she disconnects for 7 minutes, and then of course Teemo wins his lane. But that game would have been completely different if Teemo would have had an opponent. I don't think he would have won with this kind of a build. I don't think he would have won at all. And because of that, because there's a huge impact of that on the game, I don't really want to watch it. So please keep that in mind when you send in a replay. Anyway, I'll give you a new choice to make. The choice this time is between Mundo, Evelynn and Nidalee. And yeah, choose one of them. Choose wisely. Leave it in the comments which one you want to see for the next game. And yeah, that one will be up tomorrow. Yeah, that's it. Hope you enjoyed, and I will see you next time. GG.